off.
Anything here? So there we
Okay,
go.
pick up. I started off in college at Temple University being an announcer for the basketball team on the radio. That's just like when John Chaney was in charge and they were one of the top teams in the country. That was fun. And then the senior year, the president of Temple decided that students cannot be announcing the students playing the basketball games and brought in professional announcers to do the games. So my senior year, I was stuck. I didn't have anything to do. So I walked into the Temple News. Do you have anything? They're like, well, you can cover the women's volleyball team. Said that, fine. I like volleyball. And it actually was like one of the most fun assignments in my life. I learned a lot of life lessons. But anyhow, started connecting with newspapers. Hey, Stuart, can you help us cover high school in Northeast Philadelphia? Can you do Bucks County? Can you do New Jersey? Ended up being a career. And
Oh,
then
wow.
came COVID. And I said, backtracking, I said I would do sometimes besides newspapers for people listening in South Jersey, Philadelphia, southeastern suburbs of Pennsylvania. You probably saw an article I wrote. I did radio. One time I did TV play-by-play for 6 ABC of a George Washington Northeast game. The highlight of that was after the game, I was walking down out of stadium with Tony Danza. So there you go, because he was on the
Wow.
North Sidelines.
Okay. Who's the boss actor? Okay.
Well, I'm old. I remember it was Taxi and Who's the Boss? Yes.
Yeah.
So that was like, I've done my TV gig and oh, hi, Tony. So that was fun. So I did a lot of different things involving that. I was also the 76ers backup beat writer for one of my papers, so got to see Allen Iverson back in those days, and that's another show in itself, the stories about that. So anyhow, COVID came. So as you know, all the schools shut down. I was involved in subbing, so I didn't care. But if you know about high school sports, no games start between 3 until 3:30 p.m. at the earliest. So I'm like, I'm sitting around all day. I'm not making any money. And I saw this like ad somewhere. I don't know, could have been in front of a school I was driving past or something. Then it was Kelly Services, sub in Philadelphia. I said, okay, I could do that. And I went through all the rigmarole, which Tom, is a lot of rigmarole.
Yes, it is.
A lot for the people listening. Your little substitute teacher, they put us through a lot just to sit there and here's your assignment, be quiet. Uh, and then it was like, so I just started subbing a little bit here and there. Wasn't anything permanent. Then this opportunity came, as you know, during the middle of COVID, the schools opened, but the teachers' unions did not let the teachers go into the building. Of course, it was certain death. Do not forget. They were
Hmm.
sending them to their deaths. That's everyone was saying. So the Kelly Services at the time, which has now been taken over by ESS in Philadelphia and other places, said, would you like to go to the school and teach remotely? I'm like, okay. And we're going to pay you a lot more than we do your normal rate. I'm like, definitely okay. So at the time, I would go to Mayfair Elementary School in the Mayfair section of Philadelphia. For people don't know, that's kind of near Cottman and Boulevard, I'll say.
Yeah.
Between Cottman and Boulevard and Cottman and Frankfurt. And I would
Hmm.
walk into an empty room and put on my remote and do whatever with teach a class, with whatever I had to teach. Eventually, after a couple months, there was voluntary coming to school. So
Yep.
I'd sit there. You remember that was the fun part because I have 25 kids online and I'd have like two kids sitting in my room. So whatever. Then the story is after that weird year, they offered this thing called building subs where you show up every day, don't have a particular assignment, you show up, they'll send you someplace. I'm like, again, for a higher pay rate than the normal substitute. So I'm like, okay, that sounds good. And that's how I got into subbing, and subbing. And last year, the school district lost a 10-year arbitration battle with the Philadelphia Federation of Teachers Union and had to take over the building sub program. So I ended up at a place called Arts Academy of Benjamin Rush, which is a creative school for the creative and performing arts. So I had to deal with one day I'd be doing music. How's your cello doing? Next day I'd be doing art. Let's do pottery. Let's fire up the kiln. So it was all kind of interesting. I hope I'm not boring everybody, but it was interesting.
No, no, no.
And I
You're
just
telling a
completed
story,
that year, and the school district loved having building subs so much they eliminated the position. Literally, despite you hear about budget cuts, every single job, no one was laid off except building subs. So we'll see what happens this year. I have a lot of options, luckily. So we'll see where I end up. So that's part of the that's my story of how I got here. I've also done fun things. I was a supervisor for the Philadelphia Parking Authority. So
Oh
if you,
man, tell us about this. Oh my God, I'm sure you're everybody's favorite hit on that one, arguing with people over a ticket.
well, that's the better part. I'm sure everyone here has seen Parking Wars.
Yes, oh
Uh,
yeah, I love it.
yeah,
My favorite.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
When you go to the impound lot, the most irate customers, they say, "Excuse me, sir, let me just get a supervisor." That was me. So I would just go there. Yeah, I think you know me, Tom, that I'm not a real screamy, yelly guy. Thank God. I'm
Right,
pretty
right.
calm. So I would just go, okay, sir, what can I help you with? I'm sorry things haven't worked out so far. And it's really tough. I learned to yell and scream and get enraged when the guy next across from you is just kind of like, okay, okay. And the funny part was, I was known as a guy who didn't curse because in another life, I coached youth AU basketball, so you don't curse at little kids. And I just got in, and my family really wasn't big into cursing either. So they're like, "You don't curse, Stuart, do you?" And I'm like, "No, I don't. It's not a thing. I just don't curse." So they was everybody there in that place is cursing at me, and I'm not cursing at them, and I ended up being kind of a positive thing. So all I'll say is, you want to go watch Parking Wars? I'm not on there. But because I had the overnight shift and they were honestly too lazy to stay that late at night to film. So that's, of course, the most interesting things. Uh, but all the people there, I know them all. They all know me. And anybody out there gets pulled over by a Philadelphia Parking Authority truck, just say, "Oh, I know Stuart London." They'll be like, "Oh, great guy. Okay, you can go." I don't know if they'll say that, but you can try. Uh, but it was interesting in terms of the problem solving. Yeah, do you think problems at an elementary school or a high school are bad? You
Yeah.
have someone come in from New York, 2 in the morning, no way of getting home, and their insurance company doesn't open up till 8 a.m. What do you do?
Yeah. Yep.
It it was a TV show about it, Parking Wars, and
Oh
it was
yeah.
very
Awesome
accurate, is all
show.
I'll say. So
Awesome
that was.
show.
And I was involved in other things. I once ran for public office once. I did pretty well. I didn't win though in Philadelphia. That's these days. That's all I want to say about it. You know.
Yeah.
So that's so I keep busy. I can do like my next thing is actually tomorrow. I am as of this taping, I'm leaving for Springfield, Massachusetts. One of the girls I coached in my little AU girls basketball team is being inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. It's in
Awesome.
Springfield. Yeah, so
Awesome.
uh yeah, so My wife's busy trying to figure out what dress she's going to wear. We have to look good. We have to.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm like, honey, it's like 3,000 people. They don't care. And she's like, yeah, it's going to be live on ESPN though. I'll look awful. They'll be probably zeroing on me. Okay, whatever. So, that's her big thing. So, girl's name's Elena Deladon. If anyone's heard of her, two-time WNBA MVP. I had her. She was like in fifth grade through 11th.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Let's just say it's funny. Let's just say I was a brilliant basketball coach back then. So it was it was interesting, you learn a lesson in sports is it's amazing how brilliant a coach you are when you have a 6'5" girl who can shoot three-pointers and dribble and hit and dribble to the basket at will. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Uh, Actually, it was fun times. The problem is it's kind of like the Sixers this year. You're expected to win like the championship like every year. What happened? You were only third in the country this year. I'm like, it's a big country, man. So, but that was an interesting part of my life too. So, that's pretty much what I've been doing. And so I could wake up, I could be going to a basketball tournament, I could be going to school to sub. I could be involved in some civic thing, And of course, my biggest title this year might be 76ers season ticket holder. I'm gonna be a very popular guy, I think. Not before there. I was like, why do you have them? Why do you have these tickets? Give up. MB's never gonna play. They're never gonna do anything. Why don't you just, you stop spending all that money? Actually, it wasn't that much money because no one wanted to buy them. But all of a sudden it's like, haha. Now all of a sudden it's be, hey Stu, you've got tickets, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'd be interested. Well, you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny now. Too bad, you know. So my I could hopefully in a couple months we'll be going to 76er games, seeing LeBron and Embiid and Jalen Brown and the gang. So sorry, I'm not a big Phillies fan. So
Nope, it's all good. I think the 76ers are going to win 50 plus games this year.
I think they will too. All right, let me go on my long soliloquy. So get off my chest. People like all these people don't know the team are like, well, the fans have been apathetic. This will energize the fan base, and now the Sixers will be good. I'm like, I can tell you from personal experience, trying to like get improve my seats every year, as a season ticket, you get like a selected seat before anybody else. And even this past year, oh, no one cared. We're looking at it. There's nobody giving up their seats. The Sixers, for the last 5 years, have sold out every single game, not just the big games, like Tuesday night December's against Utah. I don't know if they show up, but the tickets are all sold. I think this year, 90% of the tickets were sold. So it's not like no one's come to the game. It's not like a Phillies when they stink when you see all the blue seats. You always say, "Oh, look at the blue seats in attendance." They've had thing, and they won 45 games last year with Embiid and Paul George not missing each missing half the games. Maxey played the last third of the season with a sprained finger, and they still knocked off the Celtics and the number two seed, and they got creamed by the Knicks, but so did everybody else. So it's not like
Right.
they were like this big empty arena, no one was supporting them. It's not like they were horrible. 45 games, half Embiid, half George available. Went the second round of the playoffs. So, I just want to establish that, like, but now they're going to do a lot better. Of course,
Cool,
championships,
cool. Yep.
and I don't have to like send an emergency. Like, if I can't make a game, like, anybody want to go? I'll give you tickets for like $50, each. Because nobody wants to go see the Sixers. So
I
we'll
heard
see
a
what happens.
rumor that those tickets went up to $400 just out
Oh,
of visual, like because of being doing Uber and doing passengers and people being
oh,
76er fans. Some of them went up to almost $400 because of all the players they're adding.
yep. Oh, absolutely. If you went, it just announced this morning as of when we're taping the home opener for the Sixers. It's the only home game they announced. And if you go went on StubHub, if you go on StubHub after you watch this, uh, the tickets, all tickets are between, I think it's $1,200 and $5,600 for the best ones.
Wow.
It's crazy. Well, it's only one opener, LeBron's debut in this at home, so it's crazy. The funny part is last year they went to us after the 24 game season when they were awful and George didn't play it and B didn't play and they stunk and they were losing on purpose. They said, "Look, my very nervous ticket rep said, look, I've got authorized by my manager if you uh, renew the season tickets, we guarantee you a 2-year price freeze." And so me and my wife are like, okay. So this year is the second year. So all these people are paying all these prices, and I'm paying the same price I did 3 years ago when no one really, except for the dedicated people, no one really cared about the Sixers. So sometimes you get lucky. You get lucky in some things. As you know, Mr. K, sometimes you don't get lucky at some things, but hopefully it evens out. So I'm ready for the season. My problem is, what do I do? I want to go see the team play, but I'm turning down all this money. We'll see.
How about the famous Judge Judy episode? You want to talk
Oh,
about that one?
sure. Yeah, you can. Okay, this is how it went. I had a friend. I'm not an accountant, but I've done some basic help with a guy who ran for office in Philadelphia. So he asked, could you help this person who was running for mayor of Philadelphia? I'm not going to mention name. If you Google it, if you really want to know, you can find it. So I helped them. I was a little busy. It was basic. Honestly, they had not raised a lot of money. It wasn't complicated. It wasn't like doing, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris's presidential campaign with like $1 billion coming in. And the funny part was of the deadline, I had a ticket to see the monkeys. And I had to leave a little early. I said, okay, here it is. I got it all ready. Just hand it in. And the candidate said, fine. And they did. And there was no problems. And we came to an agreement about payment, $75 an hour. They said, fine. So blah, blah, blah. Election comes. They don't win. Where's my money? Oh, I'm not getting it. Oh, you're not getting it. That was a horrible job. Whatever. No, no, you're not getting it. And I found from other people that this person had not paid them as well. So I go to small claims court, put it in, because there wasn't a heck, we're not talking like tens of thousands of dollars. We're probably talking maybe a couple grand. So I guess Judge Judy has people who look at the filings in all these places around the country. Actually, Judge Joe Brown sent me a letter first. Remember
Oh
Judge Joe
wow.
Brown?
Yeah, I remember. Yep. Yep.
He sent me a letter first. I don't know, for some reason I didn't answer that, but then I got a thing from Judge Judy, and they may have even called me. Would you agree to be and settle this in her court? I'm like, sure, but they're not going to do it. They're a, public figure. They'll look, stupid or embarrassed to, be on Judge Judy. Guy calls me back, like, nope, they immediately agreed. Okay. So this is the
That's
time I was
awesome.
with the parking authority, actually.
Yeah.
Uh, so that was interesting. I go to my boss, said, and I think it was during the Christmas holidays, so I had some off time anyhow. So it wasn't like I had to said, I'll be waiting for a couple of days. So here's what they do for people wondering if you're going to be on Judge Judy. You fly you with a connection, which angered my wife. You can have two people, and they fly you. They'll give you a transfer to the airport, to your hotel. They'll give you a voucher for a meal, and obviously transportation to the studio, back, and to the airport the following day. It's not like a week-long vacation. We were there. I'll say 2.5 days. And this is a cross-country flight. So when I got there, uh, Judge Judy, it was like, I think it was like a local station. I guess they rented and sat there, waited, sat with some people. We were the last case. Uh, some people were sitting there smoking in the corridors, and like, of course, the other Judge Judy contestants, whatever. They went over it with me. They asked my wife, who you know, Tom. They said, "You can be there too if you want to argue." And she's like, "No. We'll give you some free McDonald's coupons." She's like, "No, but if you give me a direct flight home, I will." I said, "Nope, sorry. That's done by a sponsor, so we have no say over that." So that's why you do not see my wife in the thing. So anyhow, I we go on, dressed in a nice suit and everything. And I knew the public figure is kind of chatty and Judge Judy's kind of chatty. So I just kind of sat there and laid out my case and they went at it. And you don't beat Judge, and just it was the last show taping for Christmas break. So Judge
Yeah.
Judy was in a bad mood even for Judge Judy. She would like yelled at me, "Why are your pockets, Mr. London? Why are your hands in your pockets?" I don't know what I'm going to do with the wave. I don't know. So that was it. You kind of, but I tell you what, you forget that you're on TV a bit because you walk in, it looks like a courtroom. You've got the bailiff, you got the judge, you got the people, the audience. You kind of forget that, it's on TV. You think you're in a real courtroom. So anyhow, Judge Judy ruled in my favor, sort of. She says to me, "Oh, $75, that's too much. How much you make at the parking authority?" And I think I hadn't been promoted to supervisor yet. I said, "I don't know, $18 an hour." "Okay, you'll get paid $18 an hour for your work. End of story." Okay. And a few months later, I got like a little check for a few $100s. Whatever. So it made the news back then. It was in all like the Inquirer Daily News and other places, and local TV, obviously Channel 29 ran it, and that's a big story. If you really want to see it, you can Google Channel 29 Facebook, Stuart London, Judge Judy, and something will pop. The promo for the episode still pops up.
Huh.
And so I flew back, and I was a celebrity, and I was like, I was a very gracious celebrity. I want you to know, Bond, I was not like acting like a big shot. So I was very gracious, and hey, how was it? It was fine. And that's my claim to fame, I guess. So I think they're showing episodes of Judge Judy now, so reruns. So
Yep.
ever see the one where the mayoral candidate was involved? Go. I think it was kind of entertaining, not because of me though, but for other reasons. And Judge Judy still kind of screwed me because she didn't pay me what I agreed to. Last thought on was
Yeah,
uh,
what is interesting now, I've watched the show a lot, and for what you said, you got the lower end of the bargain deal for that.
yes,
Usually you get the higher end of the bargain deal, depending on, I guess, her mood, because she usually offers a higher amount for stuff like that. And for her to go for the lower amount, that is like unusual. Maybe just her just, oh, just let's get this case over and done with, blah, 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 blah. And, you know.
uh, like I said, she was in a very bad mood. I did not catch her in a good mood. Uh, so yeah, I do. So that's my kind of life. So we bounce from journalism to TV celebrity to the parking authority to walking around with Tony Danza to being a substitute teacher and coaching people who are going to be who made the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Okay, two final questions. Do you miss
Okay.
it at Mayfair? And what is the secret of getting all those cruises? Your wife must be a real expert at getting those cruises
Okay.
because I'm telling you, I mean, I've probably been all over the lower 48 states.
Okay.
Never been on a cruise. Been to Myrtle Beach at least 2 dozen times. Been to the Florida Keys. You guys are real good travel experts that I got to
Yes,
learn
we are.
about. Too.
Okay. Number one, I enjoyed my experience at Mayfair. I like the guy who Ronnie, who people know, he was an excellent. He retired now, so it works out well. I liked working with him. You know how it is in business. Your how you get along with your boss is 90% of the bargain. We got along. I got along with him great. So, but it was time, as they say. School district intervened and said, where do you want to go? I said, okay, Arts Academy at Benjamin Rush, 10 minutes from my house, high school. I'm like, yes, you can have it. Okay. So that was fun. As for my final, yes, for the final thing, for people watching this, my wife's a travel agent, so we go on lots of cruises because my opinion is that's the lazy way out of traveling and seeing the world because you don't have to fly, get your rental car, go to the hotel. Like when I was an announcer at Temple, that's what I would have to meet the bus, go to the airport, wait, fly. You know how that fun in Philadelphia airport's flying, then go flying, and then you'd have to get to rent a car, then you'd have to go to a hotel, then you have to go to practice, blah blah, packing, unpacking, yada yada. Cruise, walk up the gangplank, put your stuff away. A week later, put your stuff all back in the suitcase, walk down, you're done, and you've seen all these different places. So, well, my wife's a travel agent. That's all you need to know about that. And do we lay out a lot of money for it? As little as possible. She's on top of all the bargains. So, put it this way, I always tell people, for you to go rent a house for a week at the shore, pay for your own entertainment, pay for your own food, pay for your own cleaning if you want it cleaned, you're probably spending more money than I do on my little cruise. So,
Wow.
only expensive part is those darn drives to the cruise port. Those drivers, they're just bandits.
Awesome. Awesome. So you mentioned something in there. I wanted to get some clarification because I liked Ronnie myself. Great substitute teaching supervisor, put people in great spots until all the mess there. Did you say he retired?
He retired from being the not as a teacher, but Ronnie retired as being the roster chair at Mayfair.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, he did do that.
He's no
Yeah.
longer in charge of the substitutes at that school. I have no idea who is.
Um,
And that's I've also learned
it
a
is
big
what it
lesson
is.
from the parking authority. Worry about your job, don't worry about other people's.
Yep, that's a good piece of advice
Okay.
there because, changes go on within schools and there's 200 other
Right.
schools out there. So, I mean, it
I
is
know.
what it is.
All right. We all done then? I have
Yep.
to go busy get shopping for my next trip.
All right. Hey, thank you for your time, Stuart. It'll be up on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Oh,
Have a good day.
you too.